So this is a service manual that I found online, which has been fantastic. Has all the schematics, and the greatest part, the first thing I'm trying to tackle here right now is this missing blue color. And I found this troubleshooting chart. So no blue color right here. Whoops. No blue chroma and no blue. These are the components. It says, let's see here. The following chart lists component failures most likely to produce the indicated symptoms. So right here, no blue, which is the problem I'm having, is these three components here: diode, BY amp, and this blue out, which I think is a transistor. And you come over here and you follow it on the schematic here. And let's see here. So there is your blue right there. Then that's the knob on the actual board. And then there's your diode for your blue, the two arrows there. And there's the BY amp and the blue out, which that's a transistor, I believe. Q, I believe, are transistors. I have to double check on that. But those are the three components that are the most likely cause of my issue according to this troubleshooting guide here. But I'm going to set the camera up here and I'm going to actually fiddle, because if you remember when I was initially, the last video I think, when I would bang on the TV, it would go in and out. So it very well just could be a wire or a solder joint that is failing. Of course, this last time I turned it on, I wasn't getting that same flickering back and forth, but I think I'm going to try to carefully power this back up with this thing all open and fiddle with some of the wires that are going up to the back of the CRT here and just look at some of the connections. There's the blue right there, and on the other side is these are the knobs right here for the three color adjustments right there, B. So I might turn this on and fiddle with them and see if I'm getting any flickering again, and hopefully it'll be something I don't have to replace. So that's the first thing I need to tackle. The second, after I get this color situated, is going to be that left side of the screen that is a little wavy. And there's so many adjustments on this thing. I might be able to adjust that. It may not be a component that needs to be replaced. It might just need some adjusting. So yeah, I'm going to keep on trying here. And hopefully I don't have to order any more parts. But one thing I'm concerned about is part of what I'm reading here is, see this tilt. That doesn't seem to do anything. And according to the service manual, I read that that is one of the things to mess with or to adjust when you have issues, geometry issues on the left and right of the screen. So I think I saw that somewhere over here. But I'm not going to bore you with trying to find it again. But anyway, I'm gonna fiddle with this some more before I get my soldering stuff out and start trying to replace more parts, and hopefully I'll have some luck. Okay, I got this all rigged up again. Okay, so I believe right now the color, wow, is that color actually there? Because that looks pretty good. Let me see. See? Daggone it. See how it's flickering? That might be good. See, there's blue. The blue is there now. So what's causing it to go in and out? That's what I got to figure out. You got to be real careful messing with the TV while it's on. You can really get hurt. There's some serious voltage in there. But right now the blue is present. So I'm going to attempt to adjust that. Here's the blue wire. doesn't seem to be it. And while the screen is up, this waviness on this side I think needs some adjustment. The color is also pretty, it's brown. So I gotta mess with all the color adjustments, but see, it just went away. When I went, oh. See that? Yeah, it's jumping all over the place. Yep. So I tend to think it's something on this board here where the adjustment knob is, but it's not. It's going in and out on its own without any kind of touching it. So it very well may be a solder joint, or it may be a component. Look at it. It might be a transistor, or those three components that I mentioned before. But as you can see, it's jumping. Yep. See, that looks really good. Well, no, it doesn't. Hey everyone, it's a Saturday afternoon, and I finally have some time again to work on my television, so I'm going to give it another shot. And I've been doing some research and watching some videos, and I think my next approach is to, let me flip the camera around here, is to just do some resoldering here. It's likely, or one of the problems that could be causing my color flickering issue is just a cold solder joint. So it's been suggested to me to start with the easy stuff and then go from there. So I'm going to start honestly with this board on the neck here and just resolder all these points. And then this will be the more overwhelming job, because this is a large board with lots of soldering. But this over here is where all the components are concerning the color. The drivers and the transistors and all that stuff are over here, coming off these controls on the back here, the red, green, and blue controls, as you see there. So I might resolder half the board and then try it again and see if I correct the problem. So yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do today. I'm really anxious to get my room back. I mean, again, I showed it before, but it's just, I really can't enjoy my room in any capacity right now until this is all done. So I'm very, very anxious to get this put back together and set back up. But that's where I'm at right now. I'm not confident enough with any kind of troubleshooting to determine if there's a resistor that is open or a transistor that is bad or something like that. I'm not there yet. So I'm going to start with some easy stuff and just do some resoldering. And it's very possible. Apparently, any electronics of this age often do get bad soldering joints that kind of get hot and then just kind of break. And I do notice over here there are some that look kind of rough. I mean, I don't know if you can see, and sometimes you can't even visually tell. They just don't have a good connection. So a lot of people will just, when they get something like this, they'll just, as an instinct or just automatically, one of the first things they'll do is just resolder everything, reflow it, or just add some solder, just to get all the connections in good working order. So that's where I'm going to start today, and I'm hopefully going to be able to resolder a good chunk of this and maybe fire it back up and see if my problem persists or is gone. So outside of the flickering color problem, the other thing I need to do is this adjustment here. The yoke is a little crooked, I noticed on the television, so I'm going to adjust that as well. And then the only other problem is going to be that little, I guess, what's the term? I guess on the side of the television, the left side, the geometry was a little disfigured or whatever. So that's something I want to try to correct as well. So I got like 3 things that I want to still try to get remedied on this television. So here we go. All right, so I did some resoldering, quite a bit, on the neck board here, and a good, pretty much most of the board here. These are the things I'm afraid to take off, or I'm not afraid, I just don't feel like desoldering these shields, which would be, you know, something I've never done before, and looks like it'd be pretty messy and difficult. There are components in there that are related to the color. So if what I just did doesn't fix the problem, that's going to be my next task, I think, is taking that shield off. And there might even be some electrolytic capacitors in there that I need to replace anyway. So that's kind of where I'm at. So let's get this thing set up and plugged in and turned on and see what happens. All right, guys. Not gonna lie, every time I mess with this and then plug it back in, I get real nervous. All right. Let's see what happens here. Well, let's get to the water and see if we see blue. I can't tell if it's no, it's not there. Yeah, didn't work. So that blue adjustment isn't doing anything, so something. And now it's not flickering at all, so. No go. All right, guys, I'm going to attempt to remove this shield. That's, like I said, the next step. Not real happy about that, but we'll see how this goes. Ah, look at that. One more tab, and I think she's off. Well, she's off. Mostly resistors in there, looks like. There are capacitors, but I'm not sure if they're electrolytic. All right, now the other side, there's a shield on both sides of it, so that's just half of it. Big pain in the neck. Whew. Gosh, that was a pain. All right, well, I'm pretty happy with the fact that I was able to get those shields off. They were a little tricky, a little tedious, but I was able to get them off, and now I have access to these transistors that I think are hopefully going to do the trick. I'm going to go by that service manual. I'm going to start with those 3 components that they said are the most likely cause when you're missing a color. So I'm going to remove those, order those parts, put them in, and hopefully that's going to do it. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to do some serious research and probably learn how to start using my meter and testing parts and testing resistors and just making sure that there's not something that's bad, but hopefully it's one of those 3 components that the service manual suggested would be the most likely cause. So that's where I'm at. So I've got my desoldering iron heating up here, and I'm going to take out these transistors, and I think it was a diode in there as well. So that's next. There's my first transistor that I've removed. Got to find a replacement for that. Don't know how well you can see that, but next, that's one I just removed there, the blue video out, Q406. Now I'm going to go for Q403. It's a BY amp there. And then the diodes there, the blue chroma diodes. So that's what I'm going for. Okay. There's that one. Well, guys, I think we have our culprit here. This thing looks pretty burnt. And the other two transistors in there for the other two colors don't have that discoloration there. If you can see that the leads are kind of blackened. And this is the main transistor for the blue. And I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can get my flashlight here. Well, you probably can't see. There's the other two transistors there. One right there. And as you can see, there's no burn marks on those. But on this one, where'd it go? On this one, she's looking a little crispy there. So I really think that could be it. Wouldn't that be something? All right, guys, it is Friday night and got my parts today. So I'm excited to, it's late. It's like, look at my cracked watch. I dropped it the other day and it shattered. So I gotta get that fixed. But it's 10 o'clock, Friday night. My wife's out of town on a run. My kids are all doing their own thing, and I'm in here getting ready to start mess with this again. Get my iron heated up. Got my stuff all set up here. I did straighten my room a little bit since last time I was in here. So anyway, eager to get this underway, but I'm pretty confident that this little guy here was the problem, and we will see. So this is a transistor, which is like a switch, essentially. A transistor is like a voltage controlled switch, and it has a base, an emitter, and a collector. The base is in the middle, and you got, well, here's a picture right there. So essentially you've got the base is like your control voltage, I guess, and it's allowing the current to flow on and off through the emitter and the collector. And this one had some crispy parts on it, as I showed you last time. And it was quite a task to try to find a replacement. It's not as simple as capacitors. You have to really, there's a lot of parameters. Unlike capacitors, that essentially just have a, you know, a rating and a voltage rating and a, you know, microfarad rating. These have a whole list of things you have to make sure are the same. So I found an app and a chart and did a lot of research, and I'm hoping and thinking this is the right one. So we'll know when I put it in and turn it on and see if it works. But I'm really hoping this is the problem. I also got this other one that was in the circuit as well, that is part of the blue chroma circuit. So we'll see if that, I'm going to go ahead and put that one in as well. So anyway, I'm going to set the camera up and solder these in and see if I made more progress. All right, so it's a new day. The other night, it was Friday night, got a little too late. I got the one transistor soldered in. And then I came to this second one, and I'm really struggling with, I really want to verify that I have it in the right orientation. And this is the packaging, which shows the emitter, collector, and base in this order. And I guess what I was confused about, or wanted to verify, was how does this represent, like, how do I know I'm looking at the right side of the transistor? So I got on some forums and nobody's answered me yet, and I did some research, and I'm having a hard time getting what a clear enough answer for me. So at this point, I guess I feel fairly confident that I understand what I'm looking at here, and that's that the flat side of the transistor, this is looking at it from above, the flat side of the transistor is the front, which I believe is what this picture represents. And I think it's because the flat part isn't as wide as the total diameter. So that's why you're seeing the flat part, and the two like stripes on the outside of that picture are probably the back of the rounded part of the transistor. So anyway, I spent the last like day and a half just making sure that I'm getting this right, because I don't want to put this thing in backwards. So anyway, I think I got to the point. I'm not getting enough clear answers on the internet, and I'm not getting any feedback on the forums. So I'm just going to have to go with my gut here, and that I got it right, and that the base, collector, and emitter are in this order here, which is fairly uncommon. Usually the base, I think for most transistors, the base is in the middle. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put this thing in, solder it in, and I think at that point I'll be ready to fire it up. All right, guys, this is a huge moment here. There's been a lot of time involved in what I've done so far. Research, ordering the parts, hoping I did a good job with my soldering. I'm more nervous than ever before for plugging this thing in and seeing what happens. So I really pray that I got that blue color fixed with what I've just done. So here we go. Let's get the old Atari plugged in and pray that we see some blue color. I'm afraid to look. Well, I see blue. Yes! That looks like a big win. Let's get old Pitfall in there. Oh. Oh, oh, look at that. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Did I actually diagnose and repair the blue color in this TV? How exciting is that? If I see blue water, which I'm pretty confident I'm going to, yeah, I don't care. Oh, yeah. That is massive. That is a huge accomplishment for me. I'm so excited. That is awesome. Oh, yes. I am one step closer to having this thing perfect. Am I recording? Yes, I am. I don't know if you can see in the camera there, but there is a beautiful blue color in that water now. So, oh, it was that transistor. That's awesome. I got to play around with these colors and whatnot and fine tune everything. Why is my dog barking? I don't know. So I can play around with these. These are accessible from the back, so I'm not too. But I fixed the blue. Yes, that is fantastic. So the last thing I need to fix is this geometry issue on the side there. So that is the final stage of getting this TV done, and I really think that's going to be adjustments, pots and stuff that I can turn and adjust, and maybe some slight voltage adjustments, stuff like that. I don't think that's going to be a part replacement thing, but yeah, so that's awesome. That's a big win. I'm that much closer. Almost there. That's exciting. Oh, look at that. Look at that for River Raid. Oh, yeah. That's sexy. But see this? That's bugging me. It's a little bit of a wavy. Nothing so far, nothing I'm adjusting is fixing that.
Looking for this forever. It's like 20-30 bucks on eBay. I fucking found it for $1.
Whoa, watch your mouth, Chris.
Got Duke joining us. Hey, Duke. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So what
Oh, they can't hear me.
Yeah, okay. It's hard to find, man. Duke knows.
Duke doesn't know.
Duke knows.
Come
He's
on.
my side.
So, I tell you, I want to get you up to date because
All right, guys, if you can see a little better here, what I'm talking about on this left side, it's just a little wavy, a little distorted, not a nice crisp line there, and the geometry's a little off. So the first thing, well, watching my boys on the VHS show. So, got that on while I'm working here. Well, guys, I think I'm going to call this done. Color looks fantastic. The screen distortion has been corrected with a bunch of adjustments I've done. There's a little bit of a waviness to that line. I put Pac-Man in because it's got all the lines in it. But I can definitely live with this. I mean, this thing is from '76, so I'm happy with it. I think I'm going to call this done. I don't think I can get this to look much better. I'm very happy with the results of all the time and effort I put into this, and very excited to get this thing put back together and put back in its spot so I can play some Atari on it. So I am very, very happy with the results, and look forward to finalizing this video and editing it and getting it up so you guys can see what I did. Ooh, look at that shine. Ooh. Getting me excited. Look at that beautiful thing shine. Hey everyone, it's Super Bowl Sunday and it's halftime, so I figured I'd jump out of here and close out this video here. This is probably going to be a 4-parter at this point. So I've actually made some really good progress, and I'm very happy, very excited with where I am with this project, but it's just not perfect yet. I'm so excited that I was able to fix that blue color issue, just because I, diagnosed it myself and I found the bad part. I did my research and I was able to physically fix it, and that made me really, it kind of boosted my confidence in this. But I'm going to show you a couple things here real quick. I did clean it all up, and once I got it in place and got it set up and I turned it on, I was like, it looks really good, but it's gonna bother me that it has some minor issues, and they're fairly minor, but I think I can correct it. So I'm gonna turn this. Oh, I gotta turn my thing on over here. Okay. So here we have Pac-Man, and it's a decent game to use because it has a lot of lines and stuff, and it looks pretty good. Color is perfect. It's very bright, it's very crisp, it's very clear, great color, but there's some distortion still that's bugging me. As you can see here in the corner up here and on the side, it's a little wavy. This actually doesn't look bad. Other games, I'm going to switch the game here, look even worse. So let me show you an example here. Okay, here we have River Raid, and that left side, and now you got this kind of half a black line over here kind of thing going on, and I think the whole thing is slightly tilted. Now that's an easy fix. I know how to do that. You can actually loosen the yoke and just twist the whole thing back and forth, and I'm hoping that in doing that it'll maybe even correct some of this distortion. There are magnets in there and stuff, and if it's not positioned just right, you might get some of that distortion. Or there might be an adjustment in there for some voltage. There's a lot of adjustments in there that aren't labeled, and you have to really know what you're doing. It's like for a service tech to do that can get his meters out and kind of diagnose it and kind of fine tune it, which I don't have a lot of experience with that. So it's going to take a little more tender loving care to get this exactly the way I want it, because it looks great, but it's just not perfect, and I want it to be perfect, as perfect as I can get it. So again, I'm very excited with where I am with this, but it's just not exactly where I want it to be. So I probably will make another video of me just kind of fine tuning this and getting rid of some of this distortion and some of these little quirks I don't like, so I can come out here and feel really good about how it looks. Because now that I know these issues are there, I'm going to be looking at them every time I play. So, oh, and I'm going to show you one other issue I see. Like, every game kind of has a different issue. But if I put Jedi Arena in there, I don't know what's going on there. Again, I guarantee you that's an adjustment of some sort, convergence or some, sharpness or something like that. But I have a lot of kind of like ghosting or whatever in there. So what I really should do is get a signal generator where it puts the lines and all the shapes on the screen. You can use that to make your fine-tune adjustments. They actually sell a cartridge for a Genesis that you can use. I think it's called, I don't know, something sweet or something. It's a very popular tool for people like me to use for fine-tuning television sets. So I'm going to get that. I think it's like $25 or $30, and I'll probably, that way I don't have to keep on putting different games in. It's got the color bars and all the geometric shapes, and you can use that to kind of, you know, get everything the way you want it. So I'm going to order that and use my Genesis and stop putting all these different games in, and do it properly. And also do some more research as to how to make some of these adjustments and what these problems might be, or might be causing these problems. So you know, you can see the waviness here. It's just on a nice sharp straight line. So that's where I'm at. I hope you enjoyed this probably rather long video. I had a lot of fun getting to where I am now. And hopefully the next video, part 4, will be a very short one, just showing me kind of fine-tuning this and getting it just right. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you on part 4.